International Camp Training Team Leader of Global Surge Camps. Let's give a round of applause to Pepsi Makadangdang.
All right. Can we all say this together? Yes. All right. Ready? Begin. Yes. Louder, please. Yes. All right. I want to share a story about how this word changed my life forever. So you see, 24 years ago, a group of committed volunteers from Global Surge came into our school. It was my graduation day, and they offered to take a free graduation photo. I said yes to the free photo. But the instruction was to claim the photo at the student center, which is just across the street. So I went to the student center, I claimed the photo, and that was the time that they invited us to this free youth camp. I said yes to the free youth camp. I went, and it was April 17, 2001. I heard the message of the gospel. I accepted Christ as my Lord and personal Savior at camp on that day. And my life was changed forever. But I didn't go to church right away. But going home at the bus was this counselor. She was mentioning about, we have a free martial arts workshop for you if you're interested. I said yes to the free martial arts workshop. But during that workshop, every session would have a 15 to 20 minutes Bible studies. And that's where I learned that I needed to go to church. That's where my faith grew. So I attended church, I was discipled, and got baptized eventually. After that, I said yes to different ministries. Fast forward 2005, before my college graduation, I volunteered at camp for 2 months. You know, when you're fresh grad, you're wondering and you're praying, Lord, what am I gonna do with my life? So I was at camp serving while praying about the Lord, what do you want me to do in my life? And then while I was volunteering, Dr. Greg Lyons, who was my pastor, talked to me and said, I think God is calling you to start a drama ministry in our church. I was scared, to be honest, because I have a different plan for my life back then. I was fresh grad, but after much prayer, I said yes to God in full-time ministry. So now I am part of the global camp team who conducts evangelistic camps worldwide, and I am privileged to be the camp program director in the Philippines, and I serve and minister with over 1,000 volunteers and leaders. I praise God for what He has done in my life. And actually, we are celebrating today because in the Philippines, today is our last batch. We did 103 camps for this year, and I would just like to share with you some statistics that we have right now. So for this year, for camps and mobile camps, we have a total of 114,159 attendance for the entire year. And the blessing was, we have around 59,419 salvation decisions. 59,419 souls change lives. Did I regret that I said yes? I didn't regret any part of it. And so this ministry was made possible, of course, with God's help, and because of the committed volunteers that He has served us, that He has blessed us with our ministry. And so I would like to share with you, to sustain your ministry, you don't just need money. Do you agree? You need volunteers. And not just volunteer. My desire is to encourage you to sustain your ministry with volunteers, committed volunteers, because these committed volunteers will eventually become committed leaders. All right, so let me just share with you some key points for you to sustain your ministry by sustaining volunteers. So number one is share the vision, cast the vision. It's all about the vision. As I was saying, I had different plans back then in 2005, but when Dr. Greg talked to me, his vision was very clear, to start a drama ministry in the church not just to start a drama ministry, but to have a drama every week in our services. If that doesn't scare you, that time I was really scared because I was alone. So I prayed to God about it, because how many of you have ever experienced to start a ministry, whether kids ministry or church planting ministry? Can I ask you something? Is it easy? It was hard. So when people are asking us, how guys have you able to manage to do camps all these years, for 26 years, bringing thousands, millions of campers to camp, and manage to serve with volunteers? There's no secret actually, because it is hard work. And ministry is hard work. Actually, you have to ask yourself, if you're doing ministry and you're very comfortable, maybe you're not doing ministry at all. Because ministry is not meant to be easy. There will be challenges along the way. But here's the thing. It is for God, and it's gonna be worth it in the end. God is just using us for His ministry. And we just have to say, yes. All right, so vision is very important. And when Dr. Greg talked to me about the vision of having the drama ministry in each services, by God's grace, I want to show you a photo. That vision became a reality. It was not easy at the beginning, but it was not me who was working. It is God working through me. And that vision became a reality. So now we have drama in each services every week. We have 6 services at church. And I am grateful that God has blessed us with ministry, with faithful volunteers. So your vision will motivate you and inspire you to go on. If there will be times that you will feel discouraged, which we all are sometimes, you feel exhausted, go back to the vision. Go back to the vision, because that will inspire you. You actually have to know your why, and your why is your vision. Your why will fuel you, and your why will sustain you. During those times that I feel like giving up, I always go back to the vision and to my why, and I would ask myself, why do I do what I do right now? It gives you, it's like it refreshes you. And so again, your why will fuel you, and your why will sustain you. So the drama ministry at church was started. Now, the following year, 2006, there was another challenge to start a drama ministry at camp. And so what I did was I went to different network churches that we have, and I talked to the pastors, and I asked them if they can send some volunteers, and I shared the vision about, you know, Pastor, if you send these volunteers, we can train them, and then you can start your own drama ministry. And by God's grace, that also happened. And currently, we now have almost 40 drama directors and assistants serving at our camping ministry right now in the Philippines. So I want to encourage you, during those years that I am starting the ministry, drama ministry, of course, I want to quit. Whenever times are hard, you want to just stop, because you can be somewhere else, right? You can be somewhere else earning more money or a lot of money. But when you go back to the vision, it reminds you that, you know, when you surrender your life to Christ and you said yes, it's not you. It's now God working through you. And so, don't quit, because you will never know what impact you can make to the other people around you. So communicating your vision is very important. So in our camp, so we do 100 camps in a year. Every week it's a different set of volunteers, and we want to make sure that the vision is well communicated. And so when the volunteers come, we do an orientation, a service, and the vision is communicated every week. Even if they already know, it doesn't matter. We communicate it again and again and again. Because it's a good reminder for them to know that, okay, this is where we're going. This is our vision. So it's very important. So the number one resource in sustaining your ministry, it can be money for some, but for us, it's volunteers. Okay, so don't quit. Look at the vision. It's not about you anymore. It's what God can do through your life. So I want to encourage you to be intentional. Be intentional in communicating your vision. Be patient when going through the process of developing your team. And lastly, be consistent in what you do. And you will see the results. And it's all going to be worth it. Number 2 is invest. Investing in your volunteers. Add value to their life by investing in them. Investing means giving. You cannot invest if you don't give. So you invest, number 1, your time. So how many of you has currently training volunteers or leaders in your church? Do you spend time with them? That is very important. When you invest your time with them, you get to know them personally because you get to love them more when you know them. Build relationship, listen to their needs. Listen to their needs. It means each one has a story to tell. Listen to them. Because they will know if you're really sincere and if you really care. Be there for them. This is very important. When you train them, stand with them, even if they fail. You know, a lot of times we have volunteers and leaders that makes mistakes, right? It's natural. But you want to make them feel that you are beside them even if they fail. Not just when they're just successful. Not just to invest your time, but also, of course, invest your resources. Now, how many of you are working with young people? Do you know that young people are always hungry? That's right, right? So, investing your resources could also mean that you're giving from your own pocket, not always from the ministry budget. You don't say we cannot do this because we don't have a budget. Budget is not the problem. Maybe our attitudes are. There's no excuses. So sometimes these young people, if you want to invest in them, you actually have to give. Sometimes even if it hurts, you give. And that's the kind of leader that we want to be. So investing your time, your resources, and of course investing your skills. Teach them what you know. Show them how to do it and do it with them. And help them be successful. So that's very important. Now recently, I think last Monday, we were able to spend time with the Kobamba team. So way back in 2013, are there any Kobamba teams here? Yeah. Okay, in 2013, we went here, we did some ministry with Team Kobamba. That time, I was alone, teaching them the drama. But this time, we are privileged to have some drama directors with us that came to this trip. And last Monday, they were able to teach some new dramas and conduct workshops with them. I want to call some our drama directors that are here. Can we appreciate them, guys? Go with them. So these are just some of our Global Search drama director who are serving this year in Kenya, but we have a lot more in the Philippines. This is Darwin and Olga. They're married. Olga is actually my personal disciple. And now, they're based in Cambodia, leading the same camps that we do in the Philippines. Just only this year, around 70,000 young people came to their camp, just because they also said yes to the ministry. Adam right here is the vice president of the Bible School in Cambodia as well. He said yes to God's calling in his life, and God is using him mightily. Vanji here is one of our best drama director who does concept for the drama, and she's still very faithful in the ministry, although she's now based in the US. Jennifer here not only directs drama, but heads our Kids Jam ministry in our church. And of course, Catherine is from Kogyo Church. She leads the team of interns that are coming not only in the Philippines, but also here in Kenya. Imagine, because all of them, not just me who said yes to God's calling in my life, but all of them made a decision and the sacrifice to say yes to God's calling and invest their own time, resources, and skills. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Now in the Philippines, of course, our mentality for us to grow the ministry is you have to duplicate yourselves. You cannot do ministry alone. If you're a pastor and you're doing the ushering, the media, you're singing in the worship, I think that's not healthy, right? No one can do ministry alone. We need each other. We need volunteers. So in the Philippines, our mentality is if you're leading, if you're a leader, you have to duplicate yourself. It means that you have to have somebody that you train, because ministry is meant to be shared, not to be kept. All right? So duplicate yourself, and that's how you grow your ministry. Remember, when you delegate tasks, you create followers. When you delegate authority, you produce leaders. Let me say that again. When you delegate tasks, you create followers. But when you delegate authority, you create leaders. The reality is, even if you invested your time, money, resources, and skill to somebody, some of the volunteers will not stay. They will go, or they will find a different path, and that's okay. Invest anyway, because in the end, it's gonna be worth it. All right. So sustain your ministry, say yes to investing volunteers. And I would also like to take this time to appreciate my leader and mentors, Dr. Greg Lyons and Pastor J.R. Rufin. They are the first person who believed in me and told me that I have a potential in the ministry. And they didn't just say that they believed in me, they stood by me, even at times when I failed, which is a lot. They were by my side, guiding me and coaching me. And these two men actually was the beginning of the vision of the camp ministry. Pastor JR had the vision for the evangelistic camp ministry in the Philippines, and Pastor Greg mentored him. So I'm really grateful that I am the kind of leader I am today because of their leadership. Maybe I am thinking it only takes one person to believe in you. It only takes one person to tell you that you have a potential. Maybe someone has told you that you can do this. Someone encouraged you that you can do this. It only takes one person. But the question is, will you be that one person to somebody else? Last but not the least is victory. Celebrate the wins. I love this part. So, like Pastor Mark Buxton said, Global Surge has a lot of ministries. But we make sure to celebrate the wins together. Now, in your ministry, are you the kind of leader who just ignore the wins and immediately go on to the next project? I hope not, because this is very important, not just for us to just pause and reflect on what God has done, but also for the volunteers. The volunteers would love to feel that they have been part of something special, something that they have accomplished, that we accomplished together. So our camp is done today, but on November 26, we have what we call Rejoice. Rejoice is just a celebration. It's a gathering of all the volunteers that have helped for the camp throughout this year. Maybe 1,000 volunteers or more will come, but our goal is to celebrate, to just pause and thank God. It's not only a celebration, but it's also a challenge for them to do more. You also give them something to look forward to. What's gonna happen next year? How can I volunteer more? And then you call them to the next level. You call them to the higher level of commitment. So celebrating win is very important. So I have this quote on screen that says, volunteers don't get paid, not because they are worthless, but because they are priceless. So embrace the season that you are in right now. If you are a leader, please realize that it is a sacred privilege given by God to you to impact those around you. You may never know what a simple yes will get you through. A simple yes can impact generation. And I want to leave you with this. Those who experience victories are those leaders who has chosen to be in the battle. Ministry is a battle. Ministry is a battle. You will experience victory if you have chosen to be part of the battle. My prayer is God will bless your ministries with volunteers, with committed leaders, as we expand, as we grow our ministries together. And I want to thank you for this privilege. Thank you so much, Dr. Greg, for giving me a voice to speak this morning. And God bless you guys. Thank you so much.